What's up, guys, and welcome back to Gulf Coast Knapping. Today we've got a pretty special treat. This is some Alabama Coastal. This is the material that I grew up on, except this has been heated really nicely. Put it into the kiln at about 575 degrees. Took a little flake off and it got a little slick. So my job today is to try to reduce this into a biface so that I can spend another 2 hours making it into an arrowhead. And so you are kind of experiencing the inside of this point or this material with me. So let's see what we got here. Oh yeah. Anytime you can get dual or multiple colors in coastal and it still be really slick, it is something special. So I'm really excited to see what we get here. This one we're gonna have to chop across a little funky area. So it may not go very far. Yeah, not very far. But I think we can catch some of this from the base. So we should be okay. Anyways, yeah, just got finished with a kiln load of Alabama Coastal and some coral. I reheated some stuff that I got from the show not long ago. And it all heated up nicely. I didn't lose any stone, so that was really good. Good news. Not as very slick, but not as slick as this top side. So I'm going to try to bias this top side here, which means removing material off the bottom. So I want to keep what's on top here and remove what's on the bottom. The cool thing about Alabama Coastal is often, and especially in this piece, you'll see little blots of white. And sometimes they'll be a little chalky. Sometimes they'll look like pieces of rice. And that's often why we call this rice grain coastal, because the grains are exposed or visible. And generally rice grain coastal isn't the best quality, so whenever you do find some that slicks up real nice, it's kind of a treat to be able to work it. All right, now our cleanest material and also a little bit of blue is over on this face. So I'm going to utilize this ridge here to draw off a nice big flake if I can. All right. Dull that edge real nicely. This material really enjoys heavy abrading. I'm going to switch to a slightly bigger bopper just in case a good spall comes off. It may not, but we'll see. Yeah, not a good spall. But nonetheless, we had plenty of force shoot in there and was able to do the job. Now we ran up on a little seam there, which means that maybe I want to use this as a good platform instead. No, we're actually able to blast through some of that, so that's good news. Okay, still want to try to grab material off the bottom side. Just the bottom side is the side that I'm trying to get rid of. Let's switch boppers again. Go down to this one. Okay. And I just love the different grains and little fossily looking areas in this stuff. This is just what I grew up on. You could see kind of a old clam. See the little jiggly little Z's. It's just so cool. The history on how this forms is really neat as well. And it's just such a neat material. So again, we're trying to raise everything up to this side because although this is pretty and whatnot, it's just not as slick, which you could make the argument, okay, Jake, well, why don't you just heat it a little hotter? Well, you don't want to go too hot or it'll be ultra fragile. And we already are seeing some incipient cracks. And I need to be able to get that out without harming anything. So what I'm going to do is just, it looks like it goes to here as well. Oh boy, that is no bueno. That may mean that we have to get only half of this. Huh. Let's see how bad of an issue we're dealing with here by shooting from this side. You never want to try to attack a little crack like that just from the crack side if you have to. Yeah, it broke on it. It broke. At least I'm assuming it did. Yeah, it broke on that. But that's okay. We kind of get to see what's going on here. A nice little flake there we can use. And again, we get two good spalls. It's a shame that it broke that way, but at least this piece is going to be real slick and colorful. And this piece will be a little bit more mild on the color, but you know, we can fool around with it still. So let's start with this one and kind of see what we can try to get out of it. Let's go down a size in bopper. In fact, let's use this one here. Okay, so still going to try to reduce. Well, at this stage, it doesn't really matter too awful bad. And I got a handful of these pieces, so I certainly won't be hurting. That is just beautiful to me. The different variations in this, just beautiful. Also, that's why you'll see if I ever do sell this material, oftentimes it'll be this small, because that's the only way I can really guarantee that there aren't many fractures or any fractures that can, you know, try to destroy the stone. Because it can happen with this material. Anyways, this is just a beautiful piece. Excited to work it. And I think I brought another one over here to work as well, possibly. If maybe I'll find that in a little bit. I'll take the glove off. It'll be easier for y'all to see, I think. Got a little bit of purple in this point, but flaking pretty well. I think we can make something decent from it. But coastal is its own beast, so we'll have to fool around with it a little bit and see what we can't tinker out of here. Oh yeah, good colors. Gonna be nice and slick, good piece. And then this is the one that it broke on. Let's go right here. Okay. Get the cortex off the back. Shoot inwards. And we got a nice little biface, two nice little bifaces with minimal chance of breaking via some kind of internal crack, because we already exposed one. That's the one it broke on. Now that that's just an overshoot. That's my own fault. And it did kind of overshoot on a interesting little rice grain fossil there. That's why I say coastal can be its own little breed. It definitely takes some time to get used to, and like me sometimes, if I'm busy working coral or some other material, and then I just quickly change over the coastal, it'll be a little bit of a change. But no need to fear. You work it enough, it'll be a-okay. And I'm sure there are plenty of materials that are very similar to coastal in workability, but I don't know off the top of my head anything that just kind of directly compares one-to-one. Coral is similar, but it's not really going to be a parallel kind of contender. Anyways, I want to keep this a shorter video. Saturdays are usually kind of busy days for me, and not always able to do a ton, so just want to get a little video out, make sure y'all know that I'm still alive, and anyways, showcase a piece of material that is kind of close to my heart because I've been working on it for as long as I've been flint knapping, really. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. We got two, tragically, unfortunately two, but two really good, solid, semi-glassy, workable pieces of Alabama coastal that should turn out into something really nice. And I don't know where the other piece of coastal is that I brought, so I think I'm just going to end it on this. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll work a big coral boulder next time or something. I mean, I've got all sorts of stuff. This is one out of coral that I need to finish up. And one more little teaser of coral is one that I got from my buddy John. And it's a piece of pinhead that's orange and blue, and yeah, we've got some stuff to work on, that's for sure. But this coastal still kind of encapsulates me. I still love working it, and some of the points out of this stuff are just incredible with the rice grains. But nonetheless, we'll see you on the next video. Peace.